Hi, my name is Rabah Zafar, and today we'll be talking about the innovator's paradox, navigating disruptive innovation and organizational survival. Before we begin, a disclaimer acknowledge that part of my presentation involved the use of open AI ChatGPT to assist with structuring content, refining language, and locating relevant academic sources. All interpretations and final presentations are my own. Slide number one, the innovator's paradox. Today we will explore the innovator's paradox, also known as the innovator's dilemma, which explains why successful, well-managed companies commonly fail in face of disruptive innovation. Using Kristenen's framework, I will differentiate between sustaining and disruptive innovation, analyze real world cases of disruption, and discuss how leadership and strategy can help organizations not only survive disruptions but to flourish from it in the future. Next up is sustaining versus disruptive innovation. Innovation is commonly categorized into sustaining and disruptive forms. Sustaining innovation enhance existing products by improving attributes valued by current customers, such as performance, quality, and efficiency. These innovations align with established business models and typically deliver high and predictable returns. Examples include yearly upgrading of your smartphones, or traditional taxi companies invested in sustaining innovations such as new vehicle fleets, improved dispatch systems, and stricter safety compliance to meet regulatory and customer expectations. On the other hand, disruptive innovation initially underperforms on traditional performance metrics but introduces alternative value propositions, including affordability, accessibility, and convenience. Ride sharing platforms such as Uber initially lacked formal driver accreditation, regulatory legitimacy, yet offered app based bookings, real time tracking, and lower prices. Over time, these features improved and attracted mainstream customers, enabling disruption of incumbent taxi services. Kristen in 2015 and Mark Heights 2006. The third slide would be the core of innovators' paradox. The paradox emerges because the very practices that make firms successful also make them resistant to disruption. Well managed organizations prioritize their most profitable customers, allocate resources towards high margin opportunities, and optimize processes around existing revenue model. As a result, disruptive innovations serving small, low end, and or emerging markets appear financially unattractive and strategically risky. Organizational structures, short-term financial pressures, and performance metric further reinforces the bias, systematically removing disruptive ideas when leaders recognize their true potential. According to Kristen and Raynaud 2003, Tripsas and Gavetti 2000. We'll talk about the case study. Several case study about disruption. Several well-known cases illustrate this pattern. The rise of Uber illustrates disruption driven primarily by business models, innovation rather than technological superiority, while traditional taxi services focus on sustaining their regulated asset heavy models. Uber leveraged a digital platform, peer to peer asset utilization, and algorithmic pricing. Although Uber initially underperformed on traditional quality and regulatory metrics, it changed customer expectations around convenience, availability, and transparency. As platform reliability, network effects, and user trust improved, ride sharing increased quickly and reshaped urban mobility worldwide. The case how incumbents can be displaced when a disruption is visible but structurally misaligned with existing operations, according to Geber 2015 and Parker et al. 2016. Moving on to the next slide, which is business growth implications. Disruptive innovation poses significant risks to established firms, threatening existing revenue streams, cost structures, and competitive positioning. However, it also creates powerful growth opportunities. Firms that respond effectively can access new markets, scale rapidly, and build long-term resilience. This highlights that disruption is fundamentally a growth and strategy challenge rather than a purely technological one. Failure to adopt leads to decline, while strategic engagement with disruption enables sustainable competitive advantage. Next slide is strategies for overcoming the dilemma. Research suggests that incumbents can overcome the innovator's paradox through deliberate strategic choices. Common approaches include creating autonomous innovation units, investing in corporate venturing, forming strategic partnerships, or acquiring startups. These structures allow disruptive initiatives to develop independently from core business constraints. Crucially, disruptive projects must be evaluated using learning based metrics rather than traditional financial performance measures, enabling experimentation and gradual scaling. According to Kristen and Rayner 2003, O'Reilly and Tushman 2016, and Tees 2018. Next slide. Talking about leadership, conclusion, and integrity. Leadership is central to recognizing and responding to disruptive threats. Effective leaders demonstrate strategic foresights, legitimize experimentation, and balance short-term performance with long-term adaptability by fostering organizational ambidextrously, simultaneously exploiting existing capabilities while exploring new ones. Leaders can position their organizations for sustained success in disruptive environments, according to O'Reilly and Tushman 2016. Additional strategies include corporate venture capital, strategic alliance with startups, and acquisitions that provide access to new technological and business models. These approaches allow firms to engage with disruption while preserving core revenue streams, according to O'Reilly and Tushman 2016 and Tees 2018. All in all, in conclusion, organizational survival in the face of disruption depends less on predicting technological change and more on leadership's willingness to question today's success and invest in tomorrow's opportunities. And that's it. Thank you very much for your time. Have a nice day.